Shapiro.
Hm.
Reicht schon wieder?
Ja, hm.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh.
Tja. Hmm. So, what was it? Are you raising your hand, Swa, or are you just?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
cool.
but I
Okay.
don't know if my internet, because I see myself. Can you hear me?
I hear you perfect, and
Okay.
your picture's clear.
Okay. It's like I don't know really. I feel a little bit ashamed about an issue I bring because it might be because it's not so common to talk about. And it is the issue of death and dying. And this Swaha is born in November, and they say they have this issue with death and dying, and it's true. You know, my whole life I was totally interested on that issue. What is that? And in the last time, because maybe of all that war and stuff, and it's more in the front again for me. And sometimes I listen in the night the Tibetan book of death and dying, and I find these parallels to what we are doing here. So they speak about all these visions that come when one leave that plane here. You know, it can be scary, and I don't know, when the elements are melting into each other, and it can be like wow, like war or whatever. And I feel like this what we are doing here is the same, and you lead us through the full process in life that is I feel like I'm dying to life, you know. I'm to that process to watch now, to feel also all that stuff that's going on. But still being present in the moment, no matter if what is if it's beautiful or not beautiful, if it's scary or not scary, the part that we are truly is not affected by anything. Yeah, I don't really have a question, but I'm thankful, I have to say, because when I'm listening to that, I can see is exactly this process we are going in life through with us here together and with you. And I really like it, I have to say. I really like this dying thing, you know, like dying to this person, to these illusions, what I have had, and relaxing into it and knowing nothing, actually nothing can happen. Even, I mean, maybe it's really beautiful to leave that body. I was also, you know, when Vedanta spoke last time, I was like affected through her. Maybe I'm also, if the moment is coming, but I feel like I'm so curious about all living different, you know, living without that fears and thoughts and it's like, you know, coming into another dimension out of this little thing, of these little tiny lambs who are afraid of life and what they do now. And I'm totally grateful to be with you and the Sangha and go through that together. And that I'm blessed by this actually. And I feel very blessed. Thank you so much.
Thank you for her. Yeah. Andrea.
Hey.
Hi.
How to give this heart the information that it's okay to stay open. And whatever occurs.
Yeah. Yeah. The best is just by being that. Reckon, you know, it's like But it's interesting because, you know, it's like that resting as awareness takes care of everything. Then there's no being anything. There's no being open or being closed because everything's happening in who we are. It's in that space that, so, you know, like then there's the capacity of noticing when something in the nervous system wants to resist or tighten. And yeah, it just becomes interesting to rest and not have any extra effort. Because then love just flows just exquisitely, and it's
Yes, absolutely. But in this, there is this wish to, I mean, my life is quite playing on the whole playground, like taking it all and not living a monk style life. And in this, I mean, it's so interesting how much more precise it has become when even the slightest change of chemistry is happening. And somehow with that, there comes this wish in, okay, is there a way to, yeah, to be with it, or just let it do the full circle? Like, I mean, I have said it so often that it, of course, touches quite messy places. And I find myself in messy situations from time to time. Or at least what we are used to call messy. So this is the biggest invitation I can offer, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's already happening, and nothing to add to that. And
Exactly.
yeah,
You know, otherwise it moves in the direction of effort or some idea, you know. It's just like, yeah, we are. Just this is this is it. And there's just such a flow of, I mean, I could call it love, but whatever word you use, and just
yeah, and it's definitely the best place to be. Yeah, okay. Thank you,
Thanks, Andrea.
everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and yeah.
Hello, Isaac.
Hi, Anya.
Yeah, this saying that you're saying this flow and immediately touches some. That is it. I mean, just to really leave and give everything up and up to the highest, and you know, like what just being. And then the experience is that as soon as I moved to any, I mean, just like physically, even just standing up, going to the bathroom, my this nervous system is so in a freak out since weeks, and that it's physically, I mean, it's difficult to function. So there's this kind of the knowing about the flow, but so much gets triggered in every motion that how to step out of this. I mean, there's no one who can step out of it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
just kind of,
you know, it's like all we have is now. This. That's it.
Yeah.
And you know, so it's like, and it, when you say there's a freak out, what is that exactly?
yeah, it's
Not to change it, not to fix it, but just to be like that's what comes up in this.
Mhm.
Okay, so what is it?
I'm actually wondering the whole time, what is it? Yes.
Yeah. So that's we're watching. So we hear there's just this, which we can't say what it is. And then what happens? Just what is it? We say freak out, but let's slow it down. Let's just see for ourselves.
Mhm.
So now, just for fun, consciously freak out. See if it's possible. Just really see if it's possible.
It's funny because it's like now I'm saying, okay, let's go really into this, what I experience anyway. And it's it doesn't feel like it does normally because it's not possible to do it consciously, but
No.
it's happening. I mean, it's like this shaking in my body, you know, like when I take things out of the cupboard and they fall down, and I'm like, I can feel the tension in the system. And now that I'm trying to, you know, like do that consciously, suddenly life does it in a different way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah. So unconsciously, you know, there can be, we could say, automatic unconscious resistance.
Yeah, resistance. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, and so what is resistance? Something tightens up. I mean, it just tightens
Something
up.
tightens up.
And
It's
in the
possible,
tighten,
yeah.
in the tightening up, there's a sense of something wrong.
Yeah, in the tightening up, it's like it's tightening up so much and makes me, it's almost like something doesn't want to be felt. I've sort of explored
Okay,
this
so
feeling. Yeah.
yeah, so
explored
then
this feeling, yeah.
okay, so that tightening up, trying to help not to feel something. So then,
Yeah.
for me, the question would be, does it work?
It really makes it worse. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Every
actually
time?
causes everything. Yeah.
Every time? Only every time. Okay, cool. So, let it do it as many times as it needs to until it recognizes that that's painful.
Yeah, I do. It doesn't stop. I have the feeling. It's like
No, because somewhere it does it. I don't think you would do it. Consciously, you can't. If I ask you to do it, you can't. So something happens, and it's just slowing it down enough just to see, what is that movement? Something happens. It's trying to help, that's clear. It's trying to help, but it doesn't. We can see that. And just what is happening? What? Just slowing it down enough that you see it. What is that?
what comes up if I kind of look at it.
Yeah.
It promises that it will give me that what was missing somehow in the past. Somehow.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah. So there's a.
I know what it is,
so,
even.
yeah. So beautiful. So you watch it. That promise comes. And then you listen. Okay, is this promise worth listening to? Is it worth putting it on my altar, putting it, right in the center of consciousness and worshiping it, or just seeing it's a false promise? It's just a lie.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem with a lie. Geez.
It's very tricky. I can see it so subtly because it's like my system is telling me I get lost if I don't hold on. And that's a very old information from in the belly. I saw that already in my mother's belly. It was her feeling of being kind of feeling without holding, like haltlos is the German word, to be like not held, to not held in life.
Yeah.
And so now this resistance promises me that I help you to hold on. It's telling me I will help you to hold on so that you don't have to feel lost. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then this holding on makes me shaky and tense. So it's not.
Of course.
It's not helping.
Yeah. And like you say, it's old information.
It's really old.
And all that we're doing is we're slowing it down enough to see, look, there's a movement that comes by itself. Mm-hmm. It promises something and gives exactly the opposite.
Yeah. I can see the strong temptation to believe it. Very strong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's okay. You just watch that. You watch that wanting to believe it and just seeing, okay, cool. Something wants to believe it. And then just checking, what is it that wants to believe it? What is it that wants to go, okay, there's something different than just this. Based on an idea, a dream, a sense, what is it based on? I mean, this is it. We know that. This is it. It doesn't get more God than this. This is it. This moment. But there's then this promise of a better moment or something, or avoiding something worse or something like that, whatever the movement is.
Yeah, it's something like that. Mm.
Yeah. And then we come back, this is it. This is what there is. Okay. And we can't even say what it is. Do I like it? Don't I like it? Is it good? Is it bad?
Yeah, it's
None of that
actually,
even exists.
yeah, it's not anything. It's not really not important what it is actually.
Exactly. And we can't even say what it is because it's every second it's changing, every moment. And all there is these, you know, what can you call it? It's like the eyes pick up color and shapes and all that stuff. And then somehow that all gets interpreted through our conditioning. And then we hear certain sounds and we sense temperature. And then, you know, there's the pressure of our clothes or the feeling in gravity. There's just information, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And then like if our attention is wide, we can sense the earth, we can sense like the universe and the nature, all that stuff. Like, okay, here we are. This is it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's amazing how
Everything comes and goes. It's nothing.
Yeah.
We can't hold on to any experience, not the highest high, not the lowest low. It just is a flow. Always just changing. And something, you know, like an old habit is, no, but I want this, then I'll be happy. Or, you know, there's some sense of not being at ease. And, you know, then our thought comes, well, what would make me feel at ease? And then there's this running after something that our thought has produced that'll make us feel better or different than what this is. But it's
and it's I can right now I can feel that it's more like a physical thing. I don't have this. I don't actually. It feels like I really know that what life is huge, you know. And my body, while you were talking, my system is kind of going again into this dizziness, this flurry dizziness, this kind of, oh yeah, you know, like it's like panic in a way, but it's softer than panic. It's just kind of something.
So okay, yeah. So that can happen.
Yeah, it's dizzying.
That can happen when our attention shifts from its usual habit into the unknown, where it doesn't know what's going on. Because that sense of trying to know what's going on is so familiar. It's such a familiar orientation.
Yeah.
And yet, if we slow it down enough and we look, do we really know? We don't.
Yeah.
Do we know what's going on? We don't. But there's been such a, you know, like a momentum to that sense of we need to have some sense of knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
But then the recognition, we don't. We just don't.
This drizzling is, yeah. This funny feeling is really like, yeah, sort of.
It can, for some people, it can register like a complete loss of control, which we never had. It can register like a feeling of going mad, because like nothing makes sense anymore. All the familiar benchmarks are gone. And it's just, you know, it's like, okay, wow, far out. There's been a habit going on that took effort and actually had a high price that was never seen, because every time it started to move out of its habit, panic set in or some sense of, yeah. But you know, the other thing that I think is worth mentioning again, it's like, you know, we can tune to the cosmos, and the cosmos is so big, we don't really have a, you know, it's like billions of galaxies. But I mean, it's so vast. It's just, or you try and even tune into a human nervous system, trillions of cells. I mean, it's off the scale. But that's not usually how we've been habitualized to focus. But the other thing is that we are here and we're in a field. And, you know, you've had a baby, and you know when that baby cries, the impulse is to try and pick it up and to just see what it needs, what it's requiring in that moment.
Mm.
So when you tune into the human component of life on this planet at the moment, just for a moment, maybe it's imagination only, but when you feel all the people in China, all the people in India, all the people in Europe, all the people in Russia, in Ukraine, in Taiwan, I mean, all, you know, like, what's the general frequency, the vibration going on? Are people really grooving and saying, wow, this is so cool, this is what I've always wanted? Or is there something else going on?
Yeah, in a way, it's a subtle panic in slow motion or something like that.
Yeah, sure. And okay, you feel it. And
Yeah.
the tendency is to take that personally and think, oh, that means something about me. But how about if it's just if it's a crying baby and you're just responding and you're just picking up that baby and holding it in your heart? It's okay. You can be here. You can, I see you freaked out. I get it. I'm not even sure if I can comfort you, but I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Okay, let that, whatever you want to call it, you can call it a freak out, you can call it a frequency. We're not pretending it doesn't exist, but we're not taking it personally, but it's showing up, it's here. You don't have to watch the television. You can just feel, just sit here. I mean, you can walk into nature and be in like a little bubble, but the moment you include all the cities in the world, all the people on the planet tonight and everything that's going on. I mean, to me, it's like
just including my own system. It's already the same. It's
and
exactly
even to say my system,
Yeah.
there is no separate system.
it's not
It's
separate.
what it's just
yeah.
this. Yeah.
So
That's the orientation. This is my experience. That means it means something about me. It's just experience of consciousness in this moment. There is no individual.
No, exactly.
It's
And
just
by
it's just
feeling that-
awareness and sensations. It's information. You could say it like this to make it really simple. The tendency, though, is the conditioning is the experience is yours, and it means something about you.
Yeah, that makes it worse, definitely.
And for sure, and like how familiar is that orientation? That the experience. Like the reflection in the mirror means something about the mirror, or what's happening in awareness means something about a so-called you. But then you start looking for the you can't find it. All you can find is sensations.
Yeah.
And then the compensations around the sensations, the way the system has been programmed or conditioned to try and survive or manage it, or all of that stuff. Nothing, it's just.
It's so good to hear it so directly now again. Directly while I'm really in this, really, totally.
Yeah, exactly. Just changing the orientation towards it, and it's not personal. That shakiness, man, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, it's not yours. It's not personal. It's just okay. And then can we just, be the peace that shakiness is appearing in this moment.
Yeah. Yes, I can also see that there was always this impulse then to leave, and then nobody can hold this. So now it's so good to see that I'm not leaving. Nobody's leaving. There's
Nobody's
awareness.
leaving. Nobody has to hold it even. It's appearing in awareness right here, right now. No choice about it. No anything. just the, you could say the habit to take it personally, the habit to interpret it as meaning something about
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, there's no holding, and it's not possible even to leave. It's like,
Exactly.
here,
Exactly.
I'm here in
Yeah, that's
whatever.
it. End of story.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a freaked out system cannot hold a freaked out system, but just to feel slightly that there's something much bigger that
Yeah.
holds it anyway.
Exactly.
That's what it is. Mm.
Yeah. And what holds it is not separate from the freak out. It's the same.
Also,
It's just, you could say it's,
yeah, it's like I can see how the freak out kind of melts into this. So it is made of the same. It's all the same. Melts back into what everything is anyway.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not a doing, it's just a recognizing, it's just a seeing. Okay, yeah, the experience of this, the experiencing of this moment,
Mhm.
it's just appearing, it's simply appearing in who we are.
Yeah.
The tendency to take it personally is nothing that we do. That's just,
It's
you could
just,
say, it's collective. It's the way, like, the programming has been.
yeah, it's a habit. Yeah,
Yeah, habit.
just,
Not more, not less.
yeah. Mhm. Yes. Yeah. It's very good. The chemistry is
Great.
moving, and it's
Yeah.
fine. It's all moving.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh, thank you once again so much.
Yeah, beauty. Esther. Too bad that wasn't recorded. That was good. Sorry, I'm still playing. Maria. Hi, Maria. Whoops. That was quick. You just disappeared. Are you still there, Maria?
Now you hear me?
I hear you. I don't see you, but I hear you.
Ah, okay. So now it's perfect, I think.
Now I see you.
Okay. Yes, there's somebody who tells me always, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to react. Otherwise, people can do what they want with me. And this makes a lot of trouble in the moment.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can be very grateful for their wise words. Why listen to anybody, man? I wouldn't listen to me, and so then you're in much better shape if you don't listen to anybody.
Mm. Yeah, it's more that that's the voice in me.
Oh, that's see,
In the-
sorry. Okay.
It's nobody outside that tells me or
Okay. Yeah. That voice. I mean, ultimately, it's just conditioning. Eh? It's trying to help.
yeah, it's to feel secure, to feel
Yeah.
um,
No problem.
protected.
Yeah, no problem. No problem with any of that. But just to see if it works.
Oh,
If it
or that
doesn't work, then
or that I'm sitting here.
what security is there, Maria? Honestly, just let's look together. Maybe I'm overlooking something.
Yeah, you
What
bring
what's
this example with a
security?
baby that is in
Yeah.
arms and there's a mother that is there like this
Mm.
protection
Mhm.
so that the baby can feel I am warm, there is somebody for me
Mm.
and I'm protected in this. Even when I know there is a whole universe and it's not
So
real,
so
there is
now,
this feeling.
but answer my question. What security is there? Just here now, this moment. What security is there? Just really looking for fun. It's not
Yeah,
serious. It's not serious at all. Just for fun.
in this moment, I feel a deep connection to you.
Yeah. And what security is there?
And I and this
To
connection
me,
to you means there is included all.
when I look to see if there's any security now, yeah, I see it's a joke. I mean, there is none. But that's fine. It's so fine. Without an idea of security, without anything, there's just this. This is it. But then this movement, I want security, and immediately it brings up the opposite, insecurity. But this moment, there's neither security nor insecurity. There's just this, yeah? Isn't it?
Yeah, it's good to recognize this. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's just seeing it like it is, yeah?
Calms down now.
Yeah. Resting in the arms of this. don't know.
Good to rest in this and to
Yeah.
remember all this.
Exactly. In that zwischen Raum, I think I'm saying it correct. In that gap
Yeah.
in between thoughts. There it is, yeah. Just here. And we
And
can't
when
say
you
what
like
it is.
It calms down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Asa.
Oh, thanks, Maria. Yeah. Beauty. I think most of you know that this next week there won't be regular meetings. The next regular meeting will be on not this Tuesday but next Tuesday, and then this celebration intensive is happening from tomorrow morning in Europe, tomorrow evening here in Australia. Martin.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi, Martin.
First of all, thanks for the word Zwischenraum. It's beautiful, wonderful. I might take it for one of my next exhibitions.
Oh, lovely. Please,
is it-
yeah.
Is it in between in English? In between, or what is Zwischenraum?
The little gap. The
Yeah.
little, yeah.
So in between would be
In
good
between
word.
two thoughts. The Zwischenraum between two thoughts.
Mm,
That little gap. What's there, yeah.
yeah. This is a wonderful word. Very, very good. Well, I have one question. I'm going for weeks. It sounds a little intellectual, but I think it's not. I don't mean it intellectual.
Okay, go for it.
It's about when I'm just being, this peace I'm feeling. And I feel when I'm being, I feel this peace, but I have the feeling this peace cannot be part of the being, but in this being, everything comes and goes, like you said. But the peace is all the time there. It's not coming and going.
Exactly.
So I'm thinking the peace cannot be part of the being, but must be something of the nothingness. I can't grab it because it's never coming and going. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking about, like Nisargadatta said, this I am and this I. I think I understand it, this isness of everything and the nothingness. That's how I understand it, but I don't know if it is. My mind is blowing away because I can't think about it, but I feel it.
Yeah, you know, so on a daily basis, we go through waking state, dream state, deep sleep state. Deep sleep state, nothing. Not even peace, not even anything, yeah? Then
is there not even peace? Excuse me, because I don't know.
we don't know.
There might be peace. So
It's you know, it's like we can say we don't know. Would be a simple way to say, but there's no experience per se. There's no experiencer and there's no experience. So there's just can't say anything. Yeah. And then something happens, whatever that is, and like the senses activate and start receiving information. They are receiving information even in deep sleep, but it's not registering. Because we know if someone comes into the room and makes a sound that your system can sense, it's unusual. You know, it can if you live near a train station, the train won't wake you up. But if someone walked in the room and it's an unusual sound, yeah, then there's a chance it'll wake you up like that. So the senses are there, but it's not registering in consciousness. Consciousness is that when something happens and perceiving starts to happen, yeah? And so if I use the image of a mirror, in pitch black, no image on the mirror at all. I mean,
so this would be awareness not knowing itself.
Exactly. And then light comes and all of a sudden there's a reflection in the mirror. There's some reflection in the mirror. Waking up happens and then there's an appearance, sensations appearing in awareness. And the image in the mirror is not separate from the mirror. The experience is awareness. It's not separate from awareness. Yeah, I can't find a boundary between sensations and awareness. It doesn't exist. There's just this, including the interpretation of this, and ending up as some perception, some sense of me or no me, or just boundless space. That's all just little subtle movements of attention, yeah?
But it actually is it's not to grab this connection between nothingness and isness. It's very hard. And peace is something on the border for me because it's not coming and going. It's all the time there. So it's no experience probably.
Yeah, so you see, that's where it gets difficulty, because when we say peace, it becomes an experience.
Yes.
When we say awareness, it's beyond experience. It's not peace. Everything comes and goes. Peace, non-peace, everything comes and goes in that awareness.
So peace is just is when I say peace is already a filter. It's a
in a way, yes, yeah.
It's a concept of something.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know, a lake no wind at all, and it's flat as anything, and then a little wind, and then suddenly there's waves or ripples or stuff like that. But it's still water. The water is still the water. Yeah. So different experiences happen, different. I mean, what is experiences? It's just sensations, different frequencies of information. Isn't it?
It is.
Like when you,
I'm just
when you,
trying to
yeah.
feel there are things that always changing, coming and going and mixing me up. And then when I go deeper, I find something that is not like feelings coming and going. They are more stable. And still, it's not it. Like we see, peace is not it. It's a concept of something. I'm just trying what I can. How to? It's difficult to speak about it. When I go deeper, I only have the experience, but there is something that can't be experienced. But how do I deal with it? Or how is it possible?
Their words are of no use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not to grab.
No, cannot. Because it's beyond thought. So therefore it's beyond the mind, cannot be described. It's beyond the senses. It's not an experience.
So we were talking, maybe I'm talking again in the celebration about it. We were talking about death today. And
yeah.
This is what kinds of a mystery for me for death, because I have, there is the sensation that when death happens, there's not a falling in beingness, then in nothingness. And I can't deal with it. So this is kind of, there comes afraidness about that.
Yeah, you know, I mean, to me, it just seems, if I look simply, like every night, sleep happens. In that letting go process of sleep, we don't hold on to anything. You can't hold on to your problems. You can't hold on to your girlfriend. You can't hold on to your bank balance. It all goes, and we're happy for it to go. It's just like, you know, and then I've said it a few times, because it's like Papaji would talk, would say, you know, like no matter what pleasures, if you're a billionaire and you can have the best musicians and the harem and all the best food and everything, at some point you're going to prefer sleep over all of that. And so sleep, that must be superior, but it's Indian logic, you know. It's like there's something beautiful about, you know, letting go of everything. We like it, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
it's a little slight difference, because when we go sleep, we have the feeling, oh, we're gonna awake next day. We don't know,
yeah, but
of course, but
we don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so to me, you know, like that pathway into nothing, it is a pathway into nothing. It's lovely. It's
but
you know,
there I'm hooking. When there's nothingness and no experience, how can it be lovely? So
you know, it's I made an experiment for some years ago already now. I was trying to see if I could find the moment when sleep happened. And I could never find it. All that happened was it kept me awake. Because you can't find that exact moment, yeah? Suddenly it's sleep has happened. So, you know, it's like usually when we have an interest to sleep, you know, we make one way of speaking is we make ourselves beautiful for sleep. We you get comfortable, you move your body until it's, and then poof, sleep. When sleep finds you beautiful, it takes you. Yeah. So it's just that nothing. In a sense, we're busy, Adrian, maybe in waking time, but when we sit together like this, we're not busy with running after thoughts or feelings or anything. And so somehow there's a resting into being.
Yeah.
Not that interested in the interpretation, not that interested in and then it's hard to describe what's here. It's like there is a habit to want to describe it, you could say, that seems to give us, but if you really look, we cannot describe it because it's just information that you can focus on. Like if I was going to paint your picture right now, I can see there's some areas where it's more light, there's some places where there's shadow and like this. And so you can play with that kind of descriptions, you could say.
Yeah.
But then
Some point you don't know.
at some point you don't know. Yeah.
This point, I think is very interesting because when you say, okay, when you are just resting and in being, there's still something that is before being. That is this what I kind of feel, that's
Yeah.
it's yeah.
To me, it's like there's this functional consciousness, if we have to put it that way. It's like it like if you need to go to the toilet, something knows where the toilet is, and then something knows how to aim or like that. So when in these meetings, there's resting and then no need to interpret anything, no need to know what's going on. It's
and then just experience the freedom that arises then, because the restrictions of everything, they fall away more.
Fall away, yeah. It's just and then you can say it's even free of freedom because there is no idea of anything. Yeah. Freedom again is just an idea in a certain way.
Yes. All these words are concepts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot. Great that we talked about it, and I'm looking forward to the celebration. Thanks.
Oh, fantastic one. Yeah. Thank you, Bas, for hosting. Thank you, beloveds, for showing up. Let there be peace and love amongst all beings of the universe. Let there be peace. Yeah. Good night.